Welcome to Padam Padikalam. Today 7th standard term 1 unit 1 English supplementary on Monday morning from the Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Let me explain about the author. His original name is Samuel Lincoln Clemens. His pen name is Mark Twain. He was born on November 30, 1835. In Florida, Missouri, United States. He was an internationally known as humorist and satirist. He wrote numerous short stories. One among is The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, which a small part is taken for the supplementary reader. Tom Sawyer, a mischievous boy, hated to go to school but loves fishing. This story is divided in 3 parts: Tom Sawyer's Plan, Tom and Sid, Tom and Ant. On Monday morning, found naughty, mischievous Tom Sawyer miserable, unhappy. The weekend is over and feeling taunted by the prospect of a whole week because it began another week, slow suffering in school. He generally that day with the wishing he had no interventing holiday. It made the going into captivity and fetters again so much more odious. Do you all remember during the rainy season the modern Tom Sawyers, the Indian meteorologist? All the modern Tom Sawyers, do you all remember the Indian meteorologist? Mr. S.R. Ramanan, one who announced the next cyclone to declare holiday for school. Students call him Kadalora Mavata Kadavul for announcing holiday due to cyclone and rain. Stomachache, headache, dizziness, and nausea are all symptoms you might hear from your children on a Monday morning. My son, when he was small, as soon as he gets up, he asks, today leave or school? If I say school, he will tell I won't go to school. Then I will promise him that you are going to take leave and Amma and Akka also is going to take leave. We all won't go to school. We all take 2 days leave. That is Saturday and Sunday. By hearing that, he will be happy to get ready. The soft, cozy blanket is so warm and he just don't feel like leaving it. Tom felt like going to prison on all Monday morning, thinking that it would be nice to stay home sick. To convince himself he has colic, but it does not work. He feels hopeful about the pain from a loose tooth. But then he realizes that Aunt Polly will put it out if he complains. Eventually, he remembers that he has a sore toe. He remembers hearing the doctor advising about a certain thing that laid up a patient for 2 or 3 weeks and threatened to make him lose a finger. So the boy eagerly drew his sore toe from under the sheet and held it up for inspection. Started pretending of dying sore toe. He fell groaning with considerable spirit, just to wake Sid, his half-brother. But Sid slept unconscious. Tom groaned louder and louder and fascinated and fancied that he began to feel pain in the toe but still slept on unconscious. Made Tom irritated. Tom was panting with his exertion by this time. Tom started waking him up. Now Zit woke up, started yawning, stretching, then brought himself up on his elbow with a snort. Tom lies in bed, clutching his toe and howling. He now started pretending to act as though he is going to die in Sorto. Now Sid wanted to call his Aunt Polly, the sister of Tom's dead mother. Tom told Sid not to call anybody. Usually old people, when they are in deathbed, they seek forgiveness from others. They too forgive everybody because they wanted to go to heaven. Same like this, now Tom Sawyer is telling to Sid, this poor Sid, whatever Tom Sawyer tells, he will believe. Tom started telling him to give his window sash and his cat with one eye to that new girl that came to town and tell her Tom died. After hearing this, Sid snatched his clothes and gone. Tom felt happy that imagination started working well. Sid flew downstairs and told Aunt Polly that Tom is dying. He hurried Auntie to come to upstairs. She's not believing. Sid, who fetched Aunt Polly, who comes running in hurry to upstairs to see what is wrong. Cousin Mary and Sid followed her. Aunt Polly face grew white and her lips started trembling. When she reached the bedside, she asked Tom, "What is the matter?" "Oh, Auntie, my short toe." Mortified, Aunt Polly sees through his act. The old lady sank down in a chair and laughed sometimes and cried little, now started crying and laughing. Tom exaggerates his pains and uses the wrong words to do so, making Aunt Polly to laugh. The interaction embodies their affection. Tom tells her that his toe really had been hurting even more than his tooth. She declares Tom is terrified, protesting that he'll go to school. Aunt Polly proceeds to tie one end of string to his bedpost, the other to his tooth. When Mary took the chunk of fire out of the kitchen, now Tom said, "Please, Auntie, I don't want to stay home from school." When she links at him with the flaming coal, he jumps away and the string yanks out his tooth. If Tom had simply admitted that he was faking, rather using his tooth as an excuse, he might have avoided the extreme pain of having it pulled. Aunt Polly's efficiency at removing the tooth show how formidable and capable woman she is. And Tom is lucky to have her looking after him. I read this story for my daughter. The most memorable scene in the book, probably the most often read scene, since it comes at the beginning, is the fence whitewashing scene. I love how Tom tricks his friends into doing his coat for him. You can go through the story of Tom Sawyer and share with us the scene you like in the comment box. Thank you.